think we're live? Alright. I think we're live. I thought I had everything ready and I didn't. I'm gonna do them speed paints today. And starting with the hardened leather. That's gonna be weird because I normally have, I'm left-handed and I normally have paint stuff on the other side. That's gonna be too weird. I'm moving it. I'm moving it. Man, in such a hurry, I'm already getting sloppy. Slow down. Slow down. Man, oh man, I love these speed paints. God, they look good. I did some over painting on some of the stuff I didn't want to, but that's okay. I don't mind being sloppy. Live stream. Yeah, I don't do too many of them. They're a pain in the butt to set up, and I'm afraid I'm going to use some potty mouth. But I had a bunch of zombies I needed to get done up today, and I thought it'd make interesting content. And I'm doing this whole October theme. I'm going to be doing like a mad scientist October, and I needed these zombies for that, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to talk about that, and then get a little content for everybody. Nope, that's skin. Don't paint that. I don't see that bottom part of the chat there. Am I going to participate in what now? I must have the chat screwed up. I see some of it. Is there something to participate in? Whoop. By the way, if anyone is curious what zombie minis I am painting, I can show you. Can you see it in the wide shot? Maybe you can. This is Warhammer's. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get that in the wide shot. You see that? Deadwalker zombies. This thing's got standard bears and they got weapons. I don't generally like my zombies with weapons. I think they're better as mindless undead. So I tried to do my arms options. At best they had one, but like a lot of my arm options are just two outstretched arms. Anyway, they were fun to do, and so far I would recommend the set. In Orktober? Oh man. No. I don't think I am going to be participating in Orktober. I kind of had like a different idea of where I was going to go. I'm going to do like a mad scientist. And the idea being maybe to like create a like a dungeon story for Tinley and the Shamrock Boys, and each week they progress farther into the mad scientist lab with another craft. That was my current thinking. I had hit the missus up for some ideas for levels in the lab. I think we've come up with some really neat stuff. And the best part is when you're doing like mad scientists in a fantasy game, if you do it right, and we'll see, maybe I'll do it right, maybe I won't. But if you do it just right, you can use those same pieces as like sci-fi too. And I do have a few, modern trained sci-fi videos up, so I'm hoping that this October stuff can double for a sci-fi bit too. Hey, how you doing, Shadow? And Sun. So far, so good. It's been a nice day. And I thought I'd get ready for October with a bunch of zombies. Hopefully I can speed paint up a bunch of them. I really like these Army Painter speed paints. And I'm not too worried about doing like incredibly massive detail on these guys or anything. I just want them to look gross and ooey gooey, and right for the adventurer's axe, if you know what I mean. And I was talking about what I plan to do for this October. I've settled on like a mad scientist theme. So I'm going to do a month of crafts, which sounds like a lot, but maybe 3 or 4 videos. But each craft is going to be like a different layer or level of the mad scientist's keep or dungeon. And Tinley and the Shamrock Boys are going to keep progressing further and further into the laboratory until they reach the big gigantic boss fight battle thingamajig. October's right around the corner. How's everybody else getting ready for Halloween? Is it a big deal for you and your families? Or is it just another day, and then you wait around the next day for nice cheap candy? I need some music or something playing. It's kind of quiet. Thank you. I need to get back to the Shamrock Boys stuff. It's a lot of work, and they don't tend to get a lot of views. So, for bang for the buck for the channel, it's hard to commit doing to all the Shamrock Boy videos. But I do want to get back to it. I've got some stories to tell with them. I do like popping them into videos with the terrain pieces and kind of give them an impromptu story. I'm doing a boring paint scheme with these guys, just hitting up all their clothing and leather real quick. Then I'm going to go back in and hit the flesh with flesh. Really thinking outside the box there. I will. What do you guys have planned for October? Hi there. Is it Branch Core? Dirtier the better. Yes, dirty zombies. Excellent. So people do have some plans for October. Normally I wouldn't talk about my stuff because I like to kind of surprise. And the last time I promised something was the mill. And that turned into a struggle. So I don't like to paint myself in a corner. Pun not intended. But it is nice every once in a while to say you're gonna do something and then hold yourself to it. I can't tell you how many times if I did not have this channel and if I wasn't making videos and felt compelled to keep putting out content, I'm one of those creatives who gets real excited about something at the start of it, and then if I run into too many obstacles, my brain bails on it. And because of this channel and having to put out videos, I have been forcing myself to continue and push through on projects that I'm not particularly happy with, or maybe I've struggled with and would rather move on. Or sometimes even your brain jumps to a what you feel is a bigger, better idea all of a sudden, and rather than wait to get on it, you just want to abandon what you're doing and just move on it. And I'm real happy that I've been pushing back on that and working on finishing things. Man, have I mentioned how much I love these speed paints? I'm almost spoiled now. Like the thought of just putting down color and then having to go back and wash it. Oh my gosh. I'm getting lazy. Oh, I love this guy. Let me see this guy here. This set of arms here in the set with the bones sticking out, really cool. I tried to match it up with some nice emaciated torsos. There's one with guts coming out. Yeah, it's that same arm. And these guys look like brothers, don't they? How'd you die? Same way you died, fool. Oh. I need more leather. Ooh, Ravenloft. All right. Candy. My God, 4 crafts, 4 game reviews, 4 movie, 9 books. My God, you're a dynamo, man. I'm exhausted just reading all of that off. How do you do it? Holy cow. So I broke my own rule of these speed paints. It's not a long-standing rule, but the rule was if I was going to use the speed paints, just prime and white. Forget the Zenithal. I had done a Zenithal on the first ever mini I tried to do with the speed paints, and I don't hate how it turned out, but it turned out incredibly dark because I went real light on the white. And this time, back to zombies being dirtier the better, I thought the Zenithal would give me a nice, I don't know, what do you want to call it? A nice mimic of light and grunge, give a little more grossness to my zombie. And so I thought I would do the Zenithal this time, but this time I would be incredibly heavy on the lighting, the light source, the white. And so that is the base coat you're seeing right now. Primed in black and then heavily gone over with white. And that way, hopefully, I'm going to get the same, near the same nice effect that I want from the speed paints. But I will also get kind of the that darkening and the subtle difference. Christmas, maybe? Oh shoot, did I drop? I dropped. Uh-oh. Sorry, I dropped. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm hoping that this time the Zenithal doesn't work against me, and that it plays with the speed paints just right. Oh man. Oh well. My internet was loose. That would explain some things. Oh man, you could tell I'm a real pro at live streaming, can't you? Get it together, fella. Oh my gosh. I must have spent an hour setting up for it. Then immediately start messing it up. Ooh, 20 of these things. Maybe for the sake of video, I'll assembly line through 10 of them. And that way we can see some finished results. And it's so hard to live stream as a crafter. Crafts just take so long. You almost need to set up like a cooking show. Where we'll stick it in the oven, and in 15 minutes it'll look something like this. And you pull out the extra one you had waiting at the side there. This guy is not very handsome. Boots. I know I've missed some stuff on the arms, I bet. It's hard to get all the leather when you're trying to move at a brisk pace. Ding. think we'll switch it up so we can get some fully painted zombies by the end, or close to. Let's see. Crusader Flesh. Haunted pumpkins. I did some pumpkin. 1 second. Don't bump the cameras. I did some little pumpkin. You see them? I did some little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern characters to go with my Pumpkin King. So if you haven't seen my Pumpkin King video, you know, and if you're saving it for Halloween, that's cool too. But I did some little pumpkin minis to go with my Pumpkin King. And I think they still... Boy, it's an earlier craft, but it still holds up pretty good. Not bad. Oop. Yes, great minds do think alike. It's, oh wait. Okay, and since I got everybody, hopefully you've seen my mini gaming table. It turned out really cool, and I really liked it. And I thought I'd try to one-up myself, and I failed. But despite the failure, this thing still is pretty cool. Can you see it? It is a mini sailing ship. I tried to make a ship in a bottle, but I could not get the masts on it. So here it is. I think maybe I'll do another mini war game board, and this one will be like a ship in a harbor. What do you think? Oh, it's so damn delicate and small. It's crazy. Okay, back to creator skin. Okay. Missed that bit there. Oh well. It must be a boring live stream. I've got to think of some things to say. Any good television shows or movies? I watched that's the Cyberpunk Edge Runner anime on Netflix, and absolutely loved it. It was pretty cool. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. Thank you, Sam. I'll have to take a look for the Brain in the Jar video, because I do have something similar in mind. So I'll take a look at how you guys pulled it off, and steal your ideas. What else? I just watched the Berserk movie on Netflix. I enjoyed it. I'm unfamiliar with the manga, but I did like that anime. Netflix was warning me it was about to go away, and I wanted to catch it before it went away, and enjoyed it. And there was another. Man, I don't know. It was it's based in that superhero universe by Mark Miller, maybe? Frank Miller. And it was really good. He is gross. This one's got nipples. He must be very cold. I should figure out how we get some music in the background next time. Oh man, these guys are fun. Why'd I wait so long on them? You zombies are one of those bad guys that they're always hitting the table. Why did I wait so long? That's a good looking little zombie there. You see, the zombies have already taken a bite out of me today. I've been stabbing myself a lot lately. I must be getting old. Getting the shakes. I wonder if I should have gone like straight green. Maybe green highlights. Make them look gross. We'll see. I forgot his boots. Let's hit those boots up real quick. It's hard getting that initial sub count. Oh man. And then you'll reach a point where it'll just grow on its own. Boy, there for a while I was doing everything I could to cheat the subs. we were in like the cell phone store or whatever, and they've got all the different cell phones up, and and I would run around anyone that was up, and I could get to YouTube. I would go to YouTube and sub for myself. It was nice when I finally got to a point. Oh man, was that leather? That wasn't leather, was it? No. It was nice when I finally got to a point where I felt like I didn't have to do that anymore. I had someone on Instagram want to sell me subs and likes. That was weird. Like, I guess I appreciate the offer, but why would you buy subs from people who aren't really interested or going to interact with your content anyway? It doesn't make any sense to me. Last Saturday, me and my role-playing group got together for the first time in 6 months. It was 6 months since we had seen each other in person, and we finally got to play. And I am playing Sindora, who is a princess caster type, and she's known for being fairly intelligent and would much prefer to think her way out of problems rather than fight. And last session, her methods were incredibly effective to the point where we didn't get into any combat. And at the end of the session, the other guys were a little disappointed that we were so successful. They were hoping we'd get into a little more combat. I think it's pretty funny. Maybe next time, fellas, if you're watching. Yeah, it wasn't YouTube, and no one even came forward to try and sell me anything on YouTube. It was Instagram, and I still, like, how do you make any money off Instagram? I don't know. I mean, I use it to kind of push people to the YouTube, and then it also gives you a little bit of community. You can, I like it for the community's sake. I can reach out to people. People can reach out to me. They can share their products. How you doing, Shmoo?
Good.
What's going on?
Nothing much. How's live streaming?
All right, I think. I dropped out a couple of times. That's no good. But otherwise, is Joshua still here?
He is.
He is. What are you guys up to?
I'm just hanging out, watching TikToks, playing with the bird.
Watching TikToks and playing with the bird.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like an alright time.
Yeah, those little squishmallows, I'm just throwing them around and stuff. It's really amazing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My color schemes tend to be like like realistic. So leather gets leather, steel gets steel, flesh gets flesh. I'm not very I guess color scheme wise maybe armor colors and things, but even then I think I'm very modular in my thinking. So I've only got a couple different soldier types, right? The Shamrock Boys are green. They have a band, or they will have a band. Boy, why isn't that in? Why isn't that in? Whatever. They have a band of soldiers they're fighting who are in black, and then I have the really fancy ones out of that board game set, they're in blue and gold, and I love the blue and gold, but that was a lot of work to do. So I haven't. I need to break more of those guys out because I'd like a bigger set of them. I do. Yes, I repeat color schemes constantly because I do tend towards simple or real. Like leather gets the leather, so I will be painting leather. So that being said, I'll let the figure itself tell me if it's special. So if I'm batch painting a bunch of these zombies, I almost want them to be fair. Well, I mean, you want them to be fairly uniform and not necessarily stand out. I mean, clearly none of these are player characters. It's the player characters that you really want standing out. And a lot of the guys I play with, they'll find pictures on the internet that will stand in for their character. So if I'm painting up a mini for them, I tend to go off of the color schemes of the art they've provided. So I almost don't even have to think about it in that respect. But when it's just me, then it's kind of just the way I see it. And I'll say that I've got a few that I've painted up, and then you'll go online and you'll see someone else's painted up version, and that's one of my favorite things to do is compare what you interpreted the mini should look like versus what someone else interpreted the mini to look like. Sometimes the manufacturer will have a painted version of the mini, and you'll be like, wow, that is not how I saw that mini looking. For example, there's a woman in red that I use with a crossbow, and on the manufacturer's page, she's actually wearing like a crop top and showing way more skin, whereas I have her in this red, like femme fatale red leather suit. So, yeah, I had such a vastly different idea in mind for how that character would look. I find that kind of interesting. I love to see everybody's different versions of things, how everybody goes about their own stuff, including, and maybe even in particular, color. Because there's no right or wrong, Like, for example, I mentioned at some point, like, man, maybe I should have just gone straight green on the skin, and that would have looked great. A little more cartoonish, but I think that would have looked really good. What's up?
Would it be okay if I went with Josh to get food?
You want to go with Josh to get food?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that'd be all right.
Thank you, Father.
Uh-huh.
I love you.
I love you too.
You're the best, Dad.
Yeah?
Yeah. Gotta let the chat know.
Well,
My dad's top tier, superior man.
You're buttering me up. I already told you could go. Alright. Let's move on to pallid bone. A couple of them have some bone sticking out. Missed a little bit by the belly there. A little bit white. It'll look weird, but that's okay. I think I almost want to. Yeah. Yeah. What do we think? Who else? Who's got some bone? You got some bone. Oh my god, look at all that flesh I missed. I like that. Who else? You've got some bone. You don't have any bone, but I want to hit your face up. What do we want to do? Let's do Grave Lord Gray. Oop. Who else has some hair? A little bit of hair, don't you? Just a little bit down. I didn't realize I had painted the guts. I think I wanted to paint the guts. One more fellow with the hair. So oogly. All right. Time for some blood red for them guts. They do look strange. I don't mind the torn clothes, but I agree they don't look... They're kind of weird with the weapons. My son said they were kind of like necromancer type zombies where they had some kind of commander or leader and they function as an army. So I tried to... I don't know. I tried to do weapons that made sense because you're forced to do weapons. The way the arms work, what's provided, you have to use some weapons. So I did. I tried to stick with like kind of farmer-esque stuff to kind of reinforce the idea that they were, dead peasants or something like that. Boy, that got dark. Sorry. You know what I mean, right? Dead extras in your story. Ooh, man, that looks good. These quick paints, man. Hell yeah. Let's do a little bit there. Make him look gory. Just a little bit, nah. Hell yeah. You've got some guts. How are they even staying up in there? They should be... Oh, that'd be a cool figure with the guts like dragging on the ground behind the figure. Oh yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's chunk. That's opened up brain. Let's do red there. Yes. Now we're playing with guts. There we go. I'm not even a good painter, and I think that looks pretty good. Nice. Speed paints. I am using speed paints. I thought it'd be a nice quick way to push out this set of 20 zombies. And so far, I am pleased. I really like the speed paints. That being said, I have no experience with contrast, so it might be that Citadel has a better paint. I don't know. I see a lot of people digging Vallejo stuff. My wife got me the giant army painter set, and so that is why I started and then tend to use army painter paints, is because, well, I have an absolute ton of them. And I have found what a lot of people talk about with the how they're incredibly hard to mix. And my son ended up getting me one of those electric paint mixers, and they certainly do help. So I would say if you're going to use army painter paints, make sure you do have some kind of mixer to help. Okay. Man, are we really... Let's do some weapons then. That is just how crazy quick you can get. I have, what, eight of them darn near completed. Let's go gunmetal, and we will use... Where are you, oak? Oak brown. Standard paint, oak brown. That's a good price. Yeah, I really like them. This is the third project I've done with them. And, yeah, each time, no complaints. Really, really like them. Recommend them. Army Painter, why aren't you sponsoring me? Yeah, see, I should have pulled out the mixer. Always missing something. Brown normally covers better. It's been a while, I guess. Anybody else? Yes. This guy looks the weirdest. Of all the guys I built, this guy looks kind of the strangest. He looks kind of with it. And that's weird for a zombie. Gone quiet. Uh-oh. Normally be listening to some tunes or watching some videos, but I can't do that for the copyright strikes. Yeah, Citadel paints I find very expensive. I do like that typhus corrosion I used for the rust effect though. And I've got some undead skeletal knights, and I'm looking forward to doing like a heavy rusted armor effect for them. And it's so much to do and so little time to do it all in. When we were gaming Saturday, one of the guys was like, "Oh man, you have so many minis." And I laughed because I have a box of Shane that's even bigger. I'm like, you don't even know. There's so many I want to paint. Shoot, I still have all those guys in that rune core set that I want to paint. Those are some great looking minis. Those soldiers look awesome. Bunch of skeletons in that set too. One of these days, I'll have enough. I'll literally have a horde on screen, just 100+ undead minis, skeletons, zombies, you name it. So these guys came with the standard Warhammer bases. And yes, I prefer the fender washers. Now, if you're going to play Warhammer, I'm pretty sure you need the standard bases. I could be wrong about that. I am not a massive Warhammer player. I just know a little bit. But I prefer the metal washers. They give everybody a nice bit of weight and substance. It's my preferred painting handle method. And then I've started to kind of design things around the fact that they all have this metal base. So if you saw the spike trap video, it's actually triggered by minis with the washer base. And so if you are looking to buy them in bulk, I find these at Home Depot. Unfortunately, they went up in price. They were under $10, so like a dime a piece, something like that. Now they're a little over, which kind of sucks, but 100 of them usually last you a fair amount of time, unless you're ripping through minis like a madman or madwoman, as the case may be. So yeah, boy, that was a very long-winded answer for yes. Yes, I do use washers, and for those reasons I just mentioned. I know there's the domed Warhammer ones are supposed to be able to, like, they kind of cup on easy terrain and stuff and give the mini a little more footing. So I suppose there's a good reason to not do what I'm doing, but I never needed a good reason to do anything in my life, and why start now? And zombies with swords. Watch out. They will carefully cut your skull open before feasting on your brains. One more. Only one box. 800. Woo! Well, you got me beat. You have me beat, and that is not a competition I want to start with you. I just got Reaper Bone's new Kickstarter. Let me rephrase that. I didn't just get. I backed their latest Kickstarter, and so on top of all the minis that I have currently, I will be getting more soon. Well, hopefully fairly soon. But yeah. Yeah. There for a while I was addicted, and I had this trick I was doing where I would go on to Amazon and I would look up 28 millimeter miniature, and then I would sort by cheapest price, and you would find a lot of them Reaper Bones minis, where these smaller gaming stores would be getting rid of them for like $1.19 or $2, something like that. The problem is they'll get you with shipping, right? $5 to ship it. Then it doesn't. The price isn't so great. But if you keep looking, generally those same little stores will have several minis up for that cheap a price. And if you're finding the the multiple minis from one single store, you can get 4 or 5 of them shipped out in the same box for the one low shipping price. So I I couldn't stop myself, and I got a whole ton of them. All right, we're gonna do Army Painter gun metal and metal up these weapons here. Wicked. It's much too nice a blade for a zombie to have. I'm going to have to hit that up with some rust. He should not have that nice a look on a sword. Yeah, the rubbery aspect can be a pain in the butt. A lot of times they get packaged strange, and there'll be an almost permanent bend in there. And I know you can heat them up and kind of let them bend back into the shape they were molded in. Sometimes that works really well. Sometimes it doesn't. And no matter what you do, there's just a bit of a bend. My King of Hell character, his wings are so heavy that they're drooping because of they're made of that soft material. So the figure's kind of changing in shape, and so I have to believe that that's going to really ruin the paint, at least eventually. Excellent. Another washer guy. Fantastic. I really I like the weight that it adds. Gives a little more substance to the figure. And then it allows me to play with magnets. So I can I have a way for minis to attach to certain locations or to activate certain things with magnets. Oh, I also store them via magnet. So I've got a oh shit, I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Ah! Alright. Let's see. Oh, it's in the car. I haven't brought it in yet. Never mind. I still got all the stuff from Saturday in the car. Anyway, it's a layered Tupperware, and the bottom of the Tupperware I've glued in a magnetic sheet. And that way all the minis stay where they're supposed to be. So I can put them in the car and drive around and not have to worry too much about it. I still worry, but not too much. In fact, I can't believe I forgot about it. Storage might be the reason for putting them on metal bases. You can almost, I mean, you can store them sideways if you had to, which I really like. Damn. Missing stuff all over the place. There we go. Nice. Let's see. Was that the... Okay, good. This is the pallid bone. Get these bits on the spear with it. Anybody else have bits? I think this is a Volge. Is that right? Somewhere somebody's like, "That's my favorite weapon. How dare you mispronounce it?" I am sorry. It looks like a mighty fine weapon. Let's do good for a zombie. Alright, let's use some rust effect. There we go. Fresh and stankin'. There are a couple where I thought I was being pretty crazy and creative. So yeah. Though, I do tend to be kind of boring with my paint effects, to be perfectly honest. A lot of standard. Excuse me. No, I'm kidding. That was the paint. I promise. A lot of standard colors for me. I don't get too crazy with colors. I probably should, but I'm just gonna rust this weapon up a little bit. There we go. Rest on you. Who's next? Who's next? Step right up and get your weapon rusted. Ooh, you know what? I just thought of it too. I want some blood. Rust and blood. Excellent. Yep. I put mine in gaming. I did try to make like a kids-friendly video, but when I did that, it threw or it got rid of commenting and stuff, and it freaked me out. So I ended up just shutting that down and making an adult video again, which was kind of a bummer because that I wanted to. I don't know. I think you should craft with your kids, as Shadow knows, and I wanted to put out a video that would kind of help facilitate that, but I'm afraid of YouTube. I don't want them doing anything to me here. Glistening blood. And I want to have some fun with the glistening blood. So what we want to do first is put it on the spear a bit. Cool. And now I want him to like have it coming out his mouth. Yeah. Ooh, you gross bastard. You've been eating brains again, haven't you? Should have put some on, yeah, a little bit on his fingertips. Maybe he's clawing that meat up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It don't look like he has a manicure, does it? Oh, maybe it does. Maybe I ruined that. That'll be the only bloody claw. I don't want them to look like they had a manicure. It'd be a Halloween Frankenstein video, wouldn't it? Crafting kids. Nice. Gross. Who's next? Who's next? Let's see. Just get the high bits there. You guys are stuck listening to the ambient sounds of my house. I'm sorry. I need to be more talkative. You just kind of start concentrating and just putting color down. And shoot, sometimes you forget to breathe. Ooh, I like him. Now, I thought this was a pitchfork, but maybe this is a war fork. It doesn't seem practical, though, for war, with the bent tines. It seemed like it'd be difficult to skewer somebody with it. Oh, yeah. I like him. I like him a lot. He might be my favorite. That magnetic snap. Give you a bloody tongue. Man, we're getting close. We're getting close. All right. Citadel makes another appearance. We're going to use the Agrellan Earth. This is the stuff that cracks, right? Oh, it is very zen. I've had some like bad weeks, and you're just like, you know what? It's time to do a little something, something for me. And you just pull out some minis and just paint. Put the radio on maybe, or some videos, and just zen out. Alright, taking bets. Taking bets now. Will he tip the pot? What the? There we go. Place your bets. Is he going to tip the pot? Yeah, I'll do the edge. Fuck it. I'm sorry. Sorry about that French. I will paint the rim of the base too. To heck with it. We'll see what happens. Easy. There we go. Where's my other handle? I'm just going to let him hang out on that handle. Two's good. most boring part. Painting the base. It's funny, as a terrain guy, I should really like doing the base. And the truth is, I do when it's one mini. But when you try to sit down and power through 20, well, then you just want to get the base done. The minis are the fun part. Now let's just get this base done and over with. You know, I see people basing them on just the clear plastic discs, and sometimes I'm like, man, that is the way to go. Then you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, but then they're not magnetic, and you can tie them into their preferred environments. And we're doing pretty good, though. I think by the end of this stream, I will have 8 zombies completely painted. And that is pretty darn cool. And then just 12 more. Alright, well, again, I enjoy basing when it's 1 or 2 maybe, but I'm always mass painting. I never sit down and just do 1. I really need to do that. That'd be a good live stream, maybe. Just 1 mini. Not speed paints, but like do it up with base and everything, base coats and stuff. That might be something to do. Got some minis I really do want to get to. Maybe make it a big one. I want that that skeleton worm rider. I want to paint him up. I've been chomping at the bit to paint him up. Would make sense, right? If I'm going to have such a large amount of undead minis, they're going to need an undead general of some sort. I would say a skeleton riding a giant carrion worm is just the way to go. In my group, I am the sole provider of minis and terrain. Um, is that the case for many of you in your groups? Are you the sole providers of minis and things during play? Or do your players and friends and family, do they come with their own minis? Do they bring their own sets and pieces? I'm curious. Because I could see, knowing the kind of person I am, I could see myself being fairly competitive. So, like, uh, the more picky I would become if I had other people bringing minis and things to the game. I think I would, whether they knew I was competing with them or not, I would be low key trying to make my stuff look even better. Ooh, pizza! Enjoy the pizza. Like this is the last base I'm gonna do, so you're not gonna miss much. Thank you for stopping by. That's right. A DM's work is never done. It's funny the different styles of DMing. My son, for example, has this notebook with fully fleshed out worlds with lore, and I just kind of make things up as we go. I'll have a rough idea of what I want to do and where the story's going, but I have had players burn me so many times. I'll spend hours creating content for when they choose left, and then they always, when given the chance, they'll always choose to go right, or the opposite of the way I thought they would. It never fails. So I've learned not to do an entire notebook full of notes and things. It just never works out for me. And that is that. We have kind of come to the end here. I've got some little shrubbery bits, and I thought once the base is all dried up, I would pop a little shrubbery bit down on there to decorate the base a bit. Is your base dry? None of them are quite dry, so that'll have to wait for a little bit, but I don't want to keep anybody waiting any longer. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this wonderful evening and watching me paint some zombies. Tune in this October. I'm going to bring you some mad scientist crafts and a neat little adventure, and I hope you like it. Thanks, everybody. Oh, wait, should I say my usual bit? Like each other, love each other, and craft on. All right. Have a good one, everyone.